All right. Saturday, 11:35 and 37 seconds. The year 2026. 4th month, April 18th day. There's that right there. There's the fingers. There's the Special Military Operations hand signal. Spearhead. That's also the I love you. All the teenagers have been trained to go around on videos in town and show the hand signals to everybody. I love you. Anyway, so this is the old iPhone 8 now. So we got military camera now. Up. All right. Hold on a second. And hold on, there it is. Got the Subaru torn apart. Now the special thing with this military iPhone 8 camera is that it has not only military credentials, military capacities, it has flip phone, on the flip phone, and it has pause. It has all the features ever wonderful. So anyway, here's the record. This here is 1993 Subaru Legacy Wagon LSI. Top of the line, power steering, power brakes, power everything. Sunroof, front spoiler. This car is the top of the line car with this particular model, with this particular year. It's automatic. So this got the EJ22 2.2 liter engine, non-interference. So if the timing belt breaks on these motors, no valves or pistons shall be damaged. They won't interfere with each other. The word interfere just means bang into each other and bend and crack and break and dent. And anyway, this is the best engine out of all the Subarus. This is the best engine and the strongest and the longest lasting and the least hassle. This is the most hassle-free engine. Just happened to be that way. This particular model from 1990 to 94 set the pace with the Japanese Subaru enlightenment with the public. Because once everybody got a taste of this particular Subaru model, everyone wanted to buy a Subaru. And remember, but on the deep side, on the deep state side, drain to swamp and all that, special military operations, on children, mud stuck, abuse of children. On the deep state side, what the deep state likes, people in the deep state, remember it's people in deep state, the things that they like to bring is once they get everybody buying something that seems reliable, then they start messing with the next generation of cars, and they purposely fuck them up. And they hide all the fuck ups. And then they run into all kinds of problems. and it gives the Subaru Legacy a bad name. That's what the child's specialty is to give everything a bad name and self-destruction and ultimately death. So anyway, the brother's driving delivery. Brother has a delivery business going. Teamed up with someone else. Brother has teamed up with someone else. We got a delivery business going. And it came down to this right front was bringing all. It was making noise because that would be the May Day property tax, May 15th deadline. It was making noise. Otherwise, if there was June Queen noise, like June the 5th, 1933, when birth certificates. The story on the birth certificates and all that. So HJR, House Joint Resolution, when the swamp transferred all value to a birth certificate to drain a child's labor, blood, sweat, and tears, and use that child up, that's a child sacrifice. So anyway, so this particular car on delivery was grinding. Russell narrowed it down. Russell here. This is Russell. Russell Everett SU agent, lien number RE 043 731 210 US. Private special military agent. The head fucker invented the position. So, it was grinding. Russell narrowed down the noise. It was grinding. Going through all the turns and everything, and everything that can be tested out on the street. 12 hours a day delivery. 12 hours a day delivery. Russell had plenty time to figure out, pinpoint exactly that which is going on with this, with the noise and all that. So finally pulled it apart, finally got the piston out, and that was a chore because it did not want to come out. See, it was seized and locked up inside there. It was seized and locked up. Because it gets corrosion and all that. These things got to be, militarily speaking, these parts got to be pulled apart and refabricated, cleaned out periodically. And if they're not, then they start to degrade. So Russell didn't pull them apart and clean them periodically. Reason being is because Russell has not had a whole lot of the access to the fake money system. Although Russell is nipping that shit in the bud, though. So, when there's no money, there's with the system, there's no capacity to keep the car fully maintained, and that includes the temporal night order system of hiring a slave or a butler to perform the wonderful labor. That would be a head mechanic who has mechanics underneath him or her. Anyway, but one has access to the fake temporal night order money system. One can start, delegating authority and providing payment for skill levels to keep a 1993 Subaru Legacy Wagon LSI up to the utmost military top fucking performance all the fucking time. So anyway, now that that's all said, so we're gonna clean this whole fucking piston, the whole fucking caliper, replace the rubber booties, clean all this, and la. Now, getting back to the story, that cylinder would not come out. So Russell had to get in the car, remove the brake pads so that there's plenty of space. Because this is for the youngins out there who are still learning automotive maintenance. When these brake pads are in here, see, like this, well, actually this one goes this way and this one goes that way. When these brake pads are in here, see that? there's only so much gap for that piston to push the brake. See, it pushes this brake pushes. It pushes. See, it pushes like that, and they clamp together. But this is a rotor. See this? This is a rotor. And it goes in between the brake pads so that it clamps together that much. And it can't go no further. See, this is the piston here. And it goes inside this housing inside here. See this? See that big hole right there? Now keep in mind, this is for all the beers that are out there, all the small little youngins. Remember, they're always children. And when there's elders in the town, to be able to teach the children superiorly and show them and explain things verbally and not be all complicated and thoroughly, so that, you know, that's also called military boot camp training. Military boot camp training. So, now, see, this piston goes in that hole right there, and it comes out. It comes out like this. Well, it goes in this. No, yeah, it goes this way. It comes out and it pushes, boop, and pushes the pads together, and that stops the car. It pushes on this, and that stops the car, or slows the car down. Yeah, it's important. Videos are important because there's tiny little children, and they grow up, and if the children know to maintain a temporal night order system society vehicle, especially a delivery vehicle, and a re-livery, because D means actually to die, re means to live again, to deactivate something means to break it apart, to reactivate means to put it back together. So, you know, with the temporal night order swamp system, everything has been delivery, which means fucked up. So Russell's out there participating with the temporal night order swamp drain system, also performing delivery, although militarily Russell is bringing in the new habit, which is re-livery. It's a whole new doctor delivering babies. It's a whole new doctor, witch doctor, voodoo witch doctor, black magic, colorful voodoo shaman shawgirl witch doctor Russell. Whole new fucker. It's a whole new military position invented through Russell. You know, there's a lot of people around the world that aren't conscious to the big positions being brought forth and beginning. And it usually, all these positions out here in the world, they usually come through the first fucker that comes up with an idea at the county board table and says, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we implement some of this together and get it going to improve the county? And then everybody sits around and considers and thinks, wow, nah. And then if that one that stands up is persistent, they're going to say, well, you might not like it, but I'm going to implement it anyway. And they're like, yeah, just see if you can, fucker. And then when they see that when someone stands up and starts implementing it, and they can't shut it down or stop it, that's when they start scratching their heads and start thinking, oh, this is a good this is good for the county now. I see. We tried to destroy it. Now it's indestructible. And then they think, oh, good. That's a good, solid position we're going to start in the county now. That's how things get implemented. It's always that one fucker that fucking pulls the baseball bat out, and if he has to, knocks someone upside the fucking head and lets them know how it's done. And in the old days, they called this war. But in the older days, they called it raising children that wanted to tell the parents what the fuck to do. And when a parent knows a little bit something and the little child doesn't quite know it yet, the little child finds himself going to war up against an experienced parent that'll grab the bat and knock that child upside the head till the fucker sees the light. in all kinds of different ways. It isn't always just grabbing a bat. Sometimes it's called good advice, and hammering the good advice till the child sees the light and sees the stars. It's called repeating something over and over and over and over and over again, never giving up on the kid, and always saying, oh, this kid's going to get it. This kid will get it eventually. That's a parent that's thorough. They know something. They never give up on the child. So anyway, yeah. So we pinpointed the noise. We pretty much found that this was seizing up, which is, the evidence is right here, because this did have more rust and buildup there and all that. And it should be nice and shiny and able to go in and out real easy. And that when this caliper was pulled out, it should have been able to just pull that caliper right out with some vice grips. See these vice grips right here? Should have just been able to put that right around the edge of the caliper right there and just turn it and twist it, and it would have just came right out. But it didn't, because it was seized up. And that's why Russell had to see this brake fluid reservoir over here. This thing is low, because Russell had to get inside the car and press the brakes over and over again till this thing pushed out to around that far out. And there's plenty of piston in there for this thing to push out. You can actually go out that far before it would fall out or be kind of secure to grab it. But remember, the rotor here is thick, so it's only going to push out so much when it pushes out. And one of the things that Russell had to be careful with is not to push it out too far to where he locked it up against the rotor and wouldn't be able to get them apart. That would have been a whole new fucking dreamland to figure out. So, which, that's all part of figuring, living. That's this whole universal thing called living is just figuring one thing after another whenever a problem comes up. Just figuring it out. So. And not giving up on it. Otherwise, if one wants to give up on it, they just fucking, that's an option too. Nothing wrong with it. It's all, but one likes to continue looking forward to dying. I mean, why butt the nose into someone else's business if they think they want to die? Let them die. Russell don't plan on dying. Knowing all the secret alien extraterrestrial military technology that there is to keep these bodies living a whole lot longer than what they are. Not only that, to live and keep living. And all kinds of other stuff, like morph into different shapes and fire, earth, air, and water, becoming one with the universe. All that stuff, which might seem quite fictional in fantasy land to one that is prone to easily give up. Remember, there's a capacity to keep going and expect the universe to provide everything imaginable to be able to conduct, to keep going. So, anyway, Russell has 4 days off. And if he wanted, he could take the next 3 months off just to get this thing back. It's kind of a nice position to be in. So, but more than likely I have it up here within the next 4 days, and then get back to delivering and relivering, giving birth to children. Dr. Russell. and to help the girls to learn to be able to self-deliver, so they don't need a doctor no more. And that. Just go study the animals. It's real easy. Mothers are naturally born with the instinct to give birth with no one around. So, or others around too. Anyway, so all right, that's the update. Talk to you. Sharing later. Later.